Welcome to Whitey Ford's Garage. I'm Jonathan, and this is my FAFO from Black Sheep. He's still making chassis, from what I understand. This one has been modified pretty substantially. It no longer has the rear past the shock towers, and it no longer has the front past the shock towers. I cut them up because I was just getting interference, and I also had wanted to run this battery tray. I wanted to run a battery tray on the front end because there's just so little space in it that it really didn't lend itself to having a battery in the chassis. This right here is running dual G13 Pros, so Three Brother G13s. This is also running a Three Brothers yellow jacket and a 1200 kV, which gives you a ton of torque. And this thing just runs and runs and runs, doesn't heat up on me. I have no problems with it. It's a really good motor. I'm running it on an OD3 transmission. I have the Deluxe Slim drive shafts in there in the front. I have just a cheapy Amazon in the back, just cut the length. It's running Proline scalar shocks. And what I've done here is I actually took and put the spring just over the cap here, and then I put a Deluxe spring retainer cap down here, and I just bored it out for the shock shaft because the shock shaft on these are very large. These are very, very, very good shocks. They're expensive, but they really just eat stuff up. I like them a lot. I'm running a FlySky receiver in here. The little shark fin ones are pretty much my favorite. I like not having an antenna to deal with. You can see in there I got the Silent Assassin ESC 70 amp. This is the older AM32 version. Now we're moving to the Escape versions, which is nice because we're getting a new firmware. From everything I understand, I haven't got my hands on one yet. I have one in the mail. Should be here next week. That they are a lot torqueier with the motors. The ESC just seems to run differently. JJ's 3D Designs on Facebook. He makes these unicorn mounts. They're good. He can do them in custom widths, custom lengths, custom heights. He can do all kinds of different things. He also has a couple where he integrates like your fair lead for your winch and stuff like that. So if your winch is back here and going through there, then you can pass it through this and down onto wherever you're winching. So it's 13.5 inches travel on this, wheelbase, front to back. It is Capra front and rear. We have an aluminum Trill Capra housing in the front with Trill knuckles and covers. This has got Vanquish 2.2 rotors. It's got the inner brass ring, and then I think you even have just the brass inner and outer portal, the 2.2 wheel brake, and then the inner ring. This is all hardcore links on this one, so you can see the geometry. The geometry is quite good on it. I really don't have any kind of hang-ups. This truck will twist up and do all kinds of stuff. Might have a little too much articulation, but with the length of it, it really just is what it is. I've limited it kind of the most I can without causing myself to lose anything. It's just kind of loose. It's got a buy once, cry once link riser on the back of it. I was doing that, was trying it out. I know some people say, you don't get anything out of it. Some people say you do. I kind of like it. It seems to add a little bit. I don't peel off of things quite as easily as I used to. So that's good. We're running Vanquish wheels, which these are a little worn out now, but you can see they're red with black rings. I have locked up RC spiked lug nuts on it, and then it just has their black hardware. I like it. It just makes it all kind of blend in, and then the red is kind of the pop. It's kind of what you actually see. I run 4S on the truck. Usually have a whole bunch of Gens Ace 4S batteries on it, and that's what I run on this thing on. I've never had any problems with it. It's reliable, fun truck. It's starting to do a lot more stuff now. I've had it up and running for about a year, and I'm starting to do hang lines with it and just really get some cool crawling in and some cool lines, and it just eats stuff up. This right here body is a Red Cat body. It's an Ascent body that I chopped up. It used to be a comp truck that I ran for, a year and a half, and then the body was lying around and it was cut for something, and I was like, you know what, let's just chop it up and throw it on here. And so this is what we ended up with. You can see it just does all kinds of articulation. Pretty fun truck. Yeah, that's pretty much on this one. This is the build breakdown on this truck. Oh, by the way, before I get off here, so what I'm running on this truck is I have the OD3 trans, but I'm also running 10%, or sorry, 9% overdrive. I think it looks like I have I forget the name. They make the ring gears, and my brain just went dead on me. But either way, it's their ring gears, and it's 9%, and the 17 in the transmission, so I'm like 43%. So it's got gobs of torque and gobs of overdrive. It'll actually snap the rear housing pretty easily. I've done it already once. I just twisted the whole thing, so the entire housing was just twisted over and broken. I need to change out some rod ends. I usually run RPMs, and this one is just running Lance from Hardcore's factory TRX rod ends, and I'm just not a huge fan of them. They stretch out too much for my liking. And then I've got a D's Nuts diff skid from Mike Chu. Or sorry, not diff skid, but actual skid from Mike Chu. And I mean, it all works pretty good. I did have to clearance this out. Usually his transmissions are skids that usually are slid back here where they like taper out. This one wasn't. It was just a straight hole, and actually one time I got it stuck on the corner of a rock trying to make a corner. So I had to Dremel that out a little bit. Had to make these little cheap, they're not even sliders. They're just sinking out there just to hold the ESC. I mean, I really only needed one, but my OCD wouldn't let me just run one of them, so I had to run two. Yeah, I mean, if you got any questions, you can put them in the comments, and I'll check you out and see if I can help anybody, or if you have any questions or any concerns or thoughts, let me know. Thanks for watching. Again, this is Whitey Ford's Garage, and I'll catch you on the next one.